Hey YouTube, this is Lyco Silverblood. I'm doing a deck profile on my Photons that I have been using for a couple of months. This deck has been doing pretty well, topping in most of my tournaments, and even against Tier 1 decks, say Prophecies, Mermails, etc. I'll start with my monsters. First, my 3 Galaxy Eyes Photon Dragon, the main monster of the deck. Easy to get out now with the new support. And with his effect is broken. If he attacks or gets attacked at the battle step, keyword step, he can banish himself and the monster attacking him or he's attacking from the field and come back at the end of the battle phase. And if that monster was an Xyz monster, he gains 500 attack for each material that it had. The other use for this effect is you can chain it to Mirror Force, Deep Prison, Fiendish Chain, and the like to avoid them, making him basically untouchable in the battle phase. And this is why I think he's broken. Next, I use 3 Galaxy Knight. This is Photon Dragon's best friend because you can normal summon without a tribute if you control a photon or galaxy. His attack will become 1800, but he can special summon Galaxy Dragon from your graveyard in defense mode, hence why he's his best friend. And then you can exceed summon for rank 8s because of them both being level 8. I next use 2 Guardian of Order. You can special summon them by controlling 2 light monsters. Everything in this deck is light, and it's easy to get up multiple monsters with them. And you can boss rush with this monster because of that effect, and hopefully bait out cards like Bottomless Trample because they get scared of them. The heart and blood flow of this deck is 3 Galaxy Wizard. Its first effect is to make him level 8 for the turn. And the next effect is to tribute him to add a galaxy card, keyword card, not just monsters, but spells as well, and any traps if they make any, from your deck to your hand. This helps speed up the deck big time because it didn't have a whole lot of search before. And this helps set up combos, which I'll explain later. My next monster that I use are 3 Photon Thrasher. It's a free special summon, 2100, and I can help set up my combos such as special summoning Thrasher, normal summon my Galaxy Knight because there's a Photon, and then use Knight's effect to special summon Galaxy Eyes in defense mode. And I can use him to exceed summon for most of my monsters, actually, thanks to another monster I'll get to in a moment. I use a single Photon Crusher to help back up my Thrasher, and since they both have 2000 or more attack, I can tribute them to special summon Galaxy Eyes. I use 3 Satellite. This is the card that allows me to exceed summon most of my monsters because it makes him and another Photon monster become their combined levels, meaning with Crusher and Thrasher, they both become level 5. And with Dragon and Satellite, they both become level 9. My last monster is an Honest to help power up and back up my monsters that would normally be overpowered. For my spells, I use 2 Excellite. If you have no monsters, you can play this to special summon a level 4 or below Photon or Galaxy. I'll normally search out my Galaxy Wizard and then use his effects to start getting my game going, such as grabbing a particular spell card that I'll show in just a moment, and then setting up bigger combos thanks to that. Now the spell that I was just hinting to are 3 Galaxy Expedition. You can only use this card if you have a face-up level 5 or above Photon or Galaxy monster. This is why Wizard's effect to become level 8 is so important. It allows you to special summon any level 5 or above Photon or Galaxy from your deck in defense mode. This is how you can get Galaxy Eyes from your deck very easily and set up bigger combos such as summoning rank 8s or even summoning Neo with this card. I use one Galaxy Zero. It's basically a monster reborn for photons and galaxies, but their effects are negated and they can't attack. And if the monster would be destroyed in the battle phase, you can destroy this card instead. And if this card gets unequipped from the monster, its attack becomes 0, but it regains its effects. That's why I normally bring back Galaxy Eyes with this card, so I can use him as a shield. I use also 3 Photon Sanctuary, mandatory for any Photon deck. I only use 3, but 2 could be possible. I have to test that though. With this, you can summon Guardian of Order because both tokens summoned by these are light. And you can tribute both tokens to special summon Galaxy Eyes because both tokens have 2000 attack. And since the tokens are also photons, you can normal summon Night without a tribute. And another combo I found out was you can use the tokens to use Sun Dragon Overlord Heliopolis' effect and use the tokens for him. I use, for draw power, 3 trade-in because I have 8 level 8s, 3 Galaxy Eyes, 3 Knights, and 2 Guardian. I normally discard Galaxy Eyes to help set up combos with Knight and use Zero. And I attack in 3 Forbidden Lands instead of MSTs because I can use lands to protect my monster, such as summoning Galaxy Eyes first turn, and then use this to protect it from Dark Hole. And this card combos with Tachyon because of Tachyon's effect, which I hope you guys know what that means. I use a single reinforcement of the army to search out Crusher and Thrasher, and I use the staples Monster Reborn, Dark Hole, and Heavy Storm because there shouldn't be any need for explaining why. The only traps I use are 2 Royal Decree because I like being very aggressive with my plays, and traps are basically, some of them are the only things that can stop Galaxy Eyes. The only traps that really can are Bottomless, Warning, and Judgment. If this card's already active, they can't hurt them with those cards. For my extra deck, I use 2 Neo. Very easy to get out. I can use Wizard, make him level 8, use Expedition and get Galaxy Dragon, and then use Galaxy Zero to bring back another dragon or summon Knight the next turn. Or actually, I can even use Guardian of Order because with Wizard and Dragon on the field, there's already 2 lights. My next monster are 3 Tachyon Dragon. I summon this guy out very frequently because of Wizard and Galaxy Expedition to get Dragon. And I can use even Galaxy Knight and Photon Dragon to get this guy out. If my opponent has a lot of back row that I'm worried about, I use 2 Sun Dragon Overlords, and I can use his effect to tribute the Photon tokens from my Photon Sanctuary to clear off 2 cards for basically, I'm plussing right here. I lose 1 card, my opponent loses 2. 3 if you count his attack. Now, one of my favorite Xyzs in the game, Constellar Pleiades. My friend and I nicknamed him Dick Move Number 1 because he's a compulsory on legs that can use his effect on other player's turn. And when I use his effect up, I use a single Ptolemy 7 to help recycle my cards, such as Satellite and Thrasher, and on occasion Guardian of Order. For Dick move number 2, 3 Star Liege Paladynamo. I get him out with Photon Thrasher and Wizard, or Photon Thrasher and Crusher. Yeah, I call him Dick move number 2 because his effect to negate and weaken my opponent's monsters is incredibly good, in that you can draw a card if he's destroyed us into the grave. And now for Dick move number 3, number 9 Dyson Sphere. I get him out with Photon Dragon and Satellite. And once he hits the field, you basically can't kill him in battle because of his effect to negate attacks, provided he has Exceeds material. And in your main phase, you can detach a material for this card to attack directly if your opponent has a monster bigger than he does. And if he gets attacked and he has no material, pick any 2 monsters from your graveyard and equip them to him as material and negate the attack and start all over again. This is my Photon deck, and I hope you guys start using Photons.